What's up, guys, and welcome to this. This is your New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Beginning in Nagoya show that took place yesterday, January the 20th, 2024. I'm your host, LK from the SOS Wrestletalk. If you haven't done so, hit the like button, drop a comment on your thoughts and opinions about all that's going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now, as well as this show, and hit that subscribe button. As Dion says, the cost of subscription is $3.99. So with that in mind, we're from Aichi Gymnasium. Opening contest of the evening was Tomoaki Honma and Shota Umino against Ren Narita and Yujiro Takahashi in the House of Torture. Actually, before we do that, before we get down to breaking down this show, it's been a while since I've covered any New Japan Pro Wrestling events, given my opinion per se. I want to give a shout out for Dion, who's done a magnificent job over the Wrestle Kingdom weekend, giving previews, predictions, reviews of all that went on around Wrestle Kingdom. Myself, I enjoyed Wrestle Kingdom. Wasn't one of the better ones, wasn't one of the best of all times, but it still was a decent enough show, worth watching. Really enjoyed Okada and Danielson and Naito Sonada in the main event. Thought they all delivered. But New Japan Pro Wrestling, with the announcement of Okada leaving, I would like to say I'm not depressed, but I don't want to lie to you. If you've been following us for a long time, you know I'm the huge Okada fan, and Dion is the huge Naito fan. So now heading into these New Japan shows, I don't have Okada to root for to dethrone Naito all the time, which is, you know, part of my enjoyment of doing this show is seeing Naito fail and Dion be a sad man. That's what we do. That's how we've rolled for many years, and it's kind of part of the trick. Like I've seen in the comments everyone saying at least Naito hasn't gone to Dion, which makes me chuckle. But no, I'm glad. In all seriousness, I'm glad Naito's the IWGP World Champion. He definitely deserves it, and hopefully has a great run with it. Because all the pressure in the world is now on the heads of one Tetsuya Naito. And I was speaking earlier to one of my friends about this, and you know, Okada presumably either AEW or WWE inbound. My 2 cents is that the Rainmaker will head over to WWE. I think if he goes to AEW. What kind of partnership is that? you fucking kidding? So you're telling me that AEW has this great working relationship with New Japan? Yeah, the AEW guys appear on the big New Japan shows and they appear on the New Japan Strong shows in the US. But fuck me, that means that if Okada, again, this is just hypothetically, if Okada goes to New Japan, AEW would have taken Jay White full time. He would have taken Okada, and he would have taken Will Ospreay if they get AEW. That's the three top of the 4 they have. The 3 of the 4, and that's a working relationship. That's fucking robbery. That is robbery in its finest. I think Okada's going to get a WWE, and I just hope he gets used well. It's Triple H in charge now, so I have a bit more faith, a bit more trust. I'm a bit more lenient. I'm looking forward to reading the rumours that Okada's appeared. I saw him in Tampa. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun and enjoyable. I'll give you coverage of that heading into the Royal Rumble this weekend. But I'm just heartbroken. You know, the New Japan of 5 years ago, the depth of the roster, the depth of the characters, and now we're at a point where they've all fucked off because, from what I've seen on the kind of the finance side of it, is the Japanese economy is in the shitter. And obviously, when your economy's in the shitter and you're still getting paid the same, the value of that money isn't as good. So, for example, if you're an American listening to this and the economy fucks up and you're getting paid $18 an hour, I don't know what the wages over there. That was just a fucking random guess. But the cost of everything else has gone up so high because your economy's in the shitter. That £18 an hour won't get you very far. So that's kind of the situation over there. So Okada, you would think WWE, because he's done AEW, you know, Forbidden Door shows and shows here and there. And, you know, he did TNA on the weekend. Go check out my TNA Impact review if you haven't yet. But man, it's so heartbreaking. It really is. And I'm going to waffle here, and it's already been nearly 5 minutes. But it really is one of those ball busters, because you whatever happens, at least you know you got an Okada match at a Dominion, at a Wrestle Kingdom, at a Sakura Genesis, at a New Beginning. You've got an Okada match and you've got a Naito match. That's two of your guarantees. Sometimes you're even lucky and they wrestle each other. But now we're at a point where this tour is so fucking important. I cannot stress this enough. This year for New Japan Pro Wrestling is so fucking important, because if they fuck this up, they're in trouble. Because they got Naito, whose knees are worse than a fucking 100-year-old man in a wheelchair. You got Tanahashi, he's a president, and he's going on a bit. Who else you got? Who the fuck else have you got? You got Shingo, good enough, great wrestler, had his moment in the sun, and now they've done fucking nothing with him. Absolutely fuck all. You've also then got fucking Evil, but that's fucking, let's not even put that fathom of the thought in the brain that Evil could be a lead guy. Let's try not to do that. Who else you got? Sanada, again, like, he was a good champion, but he wasn't a great champion. And do you? Obviously, when you watch a guy and he's been a world champion, you kind of see him in a different light. But this is a chance for these young guys, like I just mentioned, Shota Umino and Ren Narita. This is a chance for these guys to step up. But the problem is they haven't got the time to build, because they have to step up now. It has to be, you have to push these guys to the fucking moon right now, or you are fucked. What are we going to do the G1? What, the highlight of it's going to be, what, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Naito? Is that the final already? Because who the fuck else have you got? A Tanahashi? You're going to fucking whack out Makabe? Fucking get Yuji Nagata out? What can you do? You really are fucked. Like, truly fucked. And they have to. And this is coming from a long-term New Japan fan. Right? Now, I haven't been a fan since I was born. You know, I'd say in the last 10 years, since AJ Styles joined, since then. So, all I've seen is the ups. Now, I'm not one of these people who will trash and then just be like, right, fuck, I'm not watching again. That's the worst thing you can do. When a company is, you know, lost a top guy, be like, oh, Okada's gone, I've no need for my New Japan World subscription. That's not what you should do. Now should be, right, give it 1 year to, right, guys, you need to pull your finger out, you need to build stars. It's so important. I cannot fathom to just scream at the top of my lungs. It's so important for New Japan to build these guys. Incredibly important. Right, now we've all got tears in our eyes. Let's actually break down this show. So, opening match, we have Honma and Shota Umino against Ren Narita and Yujiro Takahashi. Narita and Yujiro are from the House of Torture. We're building this to the 24th of January, Umino versus Narita at the Korakuen Hall. We'll be reviewing that show. I will either be doing it solo live after it airs, or I'll be doing it with Dion in the evening. Because this is vital. Because this is going on after, in the main event, after the Okada 6-man tag, which will be his final match in the Korakuen Hall. Upsetting that. So that is New Japan, and they get a green tick for that. They are pushing this hard. They're putting that over an Okada retirement from Korakuen Hall show. Right. Fuck the House of Torture as well while I'm at it. I just what I've wrote on my notes. This was just kind of your standard opener until, you know, Umino got the hot tag. He hit a really nice tornado DDT on Narita. Narita hits a really nice bridge T-bone exploder suplex, which got a 2. Like his fucking feet were near enough at his arse. It was incredible. And then Narita hit the double cross. Narita got the double cross to get the win. And then there was this post-match stare down with Umino and Narita. This is okay. This was good. There was no physicality. You can look at it at two sides. There's always two sides to every coin. You can either look at this as they didn't touch, the tension, the drama building in, or you could be like, right, this is two guys who now have to step up. One of these guys has to be a top guy, or the company's fucked. Why aren't we having outright brawling? There's, again, depending on what preference of wrestling you enjoy, you either like that because then they're not touching, it makes you excited for the show, or you're like, there's no contact, there's no physicality, there's no hatred, there's no deep story. And you know, it's one of those where these guys need to go out there, and Tanahashi needs to sit them down, slap them a few times, and be like, you fucking need to go out there and absolutely tear this shit down. You need Korakuen Hall bouncing off the walls. You want the internet saying, what a match, Umino and Narita. Having a good run in the New Japan Cup, having a good run in the G1. making the matches you want to see: Yumino versus Naito, Yumino versus Shingo, Yumino versus Sanada, Narita versus Naito, Sanada, etc. That's what needs to happen, and they're just on an opener. It's not like Western shows where the opener is like a fast-paced quality match. The opener means you're at the bottom of the card. You're young lion. So we'll have to wait and see till the January 24th. Looking forward to my crying preview and hopefully my raving review. And then we had TJP, Francesco Akira, Hanare, Jeff Cobb and Callum Newman facing off against David Finlay, the IWGP Global Champion, Maloney, Connors, Gabe Kidd and Alex Coughlin. This is building up to the match on February the 11th, which will be Ospreay's final match for the company, which will be a 10-man cage match in Osaka with the United Empire against the Bullet Club War Dogs. I'm looking forward to that. Again, it's something different. It's a cage match. We haven't seen that in 20 years. So that'll be fun for New Japan. And, it's the last chance to get some eyeballs with Ospreay there. I mean, to take Ospreay away, you're kind of the Gaijins, the Western wrestlers you've got is Bryan, who's there every here and there. You got Moxley, who's there here and there. Zack Sabre Jr., I rate Zack Sabre Jr., but it's what it is. Again, in the United Empire, again, someone's got to step up. Could this be a chance for one of those Hanare? He's been dying for a chance. He's been complaining about it. Fair enough to you. Now's your chance. Go out there, give it all you got. But United Empire without Ospreay will be an interesting one. Then we had Kidd and Hanare. They started off with a really good strike exchange, and the crowd were really into it. So hopefully we get a Gabe Kidd versus Hanare match. Alex Coughlin, I dig this guy. I really dig that kind of stash look. He's very creepy, methodical when he wrestles. Really enjoy it. This match is also building up to Maloney and Connors versus TJP and Francesco Akira for the junior tag belts on February the 4th. We'll be covering that. We have Coughlin hitting a really nice follow-away slam to Cobb, which is fucking impressive. And then we hit Finlay getting the win with a powerbomb and Newman to get the win. Building up Finlay as global champion, which I like. Again, another guy who can step up, and he'll be facing Nick Nemeth on the 27th of February on the New Beginning show, which again we'll be covering right here on the channel. So hit the subscribe button. So they need to keep doing that, getting guys like Finlay some wins, because that's a guy who could really step up. He had a good year last year. He just needs to carry on the momentum he's got. But the match itself was all right, nothing kind of spectacular. But they all went in there, they all hit high spots at the end. It was good fun. And we had El Desperado, the junior heavyweight champion, and Master Wato against Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Sho from the House of Torture. So on the January 23rd show, which will be covered here on the channel, we have El Desperado versus Kanemaru for the junior belt and Wato versus Sho. Ugh. That's something that really excites me. I cannot wait to watch those matches after watching this match. Fuck me. The division without Takahashi not in the title picture, and I love El Desperado. I mean, from a sense, Despi versus Kanemaru, Kanemaru is a guy who in Noah was having barn burners, he's towards the end later stage of his career, so he's not exactly going to go out and have a 5-star match, but it's possible. He hopefully, he just turns it up. He's not in a tag match, he's in a one-on-one match, and besides the best Super Juniors, it's a real rarity you see this guy. So hopefully he does go out there and really does have some incredible an incredible match with Despi on the 23rd. But my excitement level for it is not high. Especially after this match, nothing happened. I was quite bored. It's a terrible review. I'm sorry, but I was bored. My notes is like, Sho gets the win with a shock arrow. The crowd didn't give a fuck. I hope the single matches are better. And then you had the fucking House of Torture attack after, whatever, go fuck yourself. Then we had Kazuchika Okada and Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tomohiro Ishii and Togi Makabe facing off against TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr., Mikey Nichols, Koji Fujita and Shane Haste in an 8-man tag. Zack Sabre Jr. will be wrestling on the 11th of February against Bryan Danielson in what's going to be a really good match, and I'm really looking forward to that one, to be honest with you. Okada with a big, loud Okada chant as he come out. Obviously, it's the last time he's going to be wrestling in Nagoya. On the 24th of January, as we mentioned, there will be the Never openweight 6-man belts on the line as Okada, Ishii and Tanahashi. What a team. Defending their belts against Nichols, Hayes and Fujita. But Fujita and Okada in this one were really going at it. They had a really good exchange. Fujita fucking slapped and chopped the shit out of Okada. This is good. We need, hopefully, towards the end of the tour, because obviously his final match is going to be February 11th against Hiroshi Tanahashi in a one-on-one last time ever. Hopefully, before that, we can get an Okada versus Fujita match. Okada puts Fujita over after a 30-minute clinic, and we're all good. And Fujita's made man, goes into the New Japan Cup, has a good run, maybe quarterfinals, semi-finals, maybe even the final. That's what we need. We don't need Okada Tanahashi. That doesn't help fucking no one. Who does that help? The fuck? If Tanahashi wins, doesn't matter. If Okada wins, doesn't matter. Give us someone who can benefit. You've got Kazuchika Okada on your fucking roster for a month. And you need to build as many people as you can to replace him. You need to have him in there with Umino, with Narita, with fucking Fujita, with fucking everyone you can possibly imagine. Get him in there and putting them over. You don't even need to put them over. Just having a great match for Okada where they nearly win. So he's still winning on the way out. He's still protecting his reputation. But they were close. They gave Okada a run for his money. Oh, he nearly beat Okada. Oh, he took Okada to his limits. This is a guy I can take seriously. No, we get fucking Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the fucking 90th time. What does that do? Well, you're going to draw a good number in a crowd. Great, whoop-de-fucking-do. You're going to draw a good number, then that's it. That is it. That's fucking shambolic. Furious. Absolutely fucking furious. The stupidity of that. I don't give a fuck if that's what, Okada might have been, I want to wrestle you, boss. I don't give a fuck. If you're Tanahashi, you're going, look, you're on your way out. We've given you this amazing career. You won't be able to go. Obviously you've helped New Japan a lot, but it takes two to tango. They've booked him really well, majoritively, apart from when he wore pants. Not in a weird way. It just needs to. This is just the most stressful situation I've ever been in. It's stressful because it's something I care about. It's something I love, and I don't want to see it fail. And when they're doing stupid shit, like Okada versus Tanahashi, they're going to do a good number in the crowd and New Japan World subscribers, but then that's it, they're not coming back, because they've seen it. Oh, Okada's not there anymore, I don't need to watch it. You need Okada versus these guys. I cannot fucking stress this enough. I want to see updated match cards with Okada versus all these fucking young guys. All of them. Yoya Yamura, all of them. Tsuji. Put over Sonada on your way out. Fucking put Evil over for all like. Actually, don't do that. But yeah, this was good. It was good seeing them. And then Tanahashi and Ishii were doing some really good double team stuff. And I want them to go for the tag belts. Mr. Tanahashi, the president, he can have all the belts apart from the worlds. And Zack Sabre Jr. got the win with Maccabi with a knee bar. Building up Zack Sabre Jr., that's good. Again, that's a guy they're putting over, which I like. And he's won New Japan Cups in the past, got quite far in G1s. I'm up for Zack Sabre Jr. having a good run. He's a charismatic dude, and I really, really like him. Love his style. We have Okada versus Tanahashi on the 11th of Feb, and fucking just reading that on my notes just makes me fucking angry. Imagine that. You have Okada for a month, and you book him against a guy who's older than him and has not much time left in the ring, and is a president. That's not good. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. That's like if you have an employee at work, say you're the boss. You got an employee at work who's been there for 15 years. He's your best fucking shelf stocker, fucking salesman, best cleaner, whatever the fuck it is, right? He's the best, and he's been here for 15 years, and he's made you a lot of money. He or she's made you a lot of money, and you've got them. Do you decide, right, I've got this guy for 1 month, he's just handed in his notice, he's only got 4 weeks left. Do I put him with the new guys so he can pass on the knowledge, pass on the wisdom, make them better, make them perceived as better employees, or do I put him with a guy that he's known for 15 years because he knows he'll have a good time? Come on. Stressful. Winds me up. Okada bows to the crowd once done in the ring. And he was emotional, and it was emotional watching it. It is so sad. It really is. It's like a tribute show, isn't it? Really, the way I'm describing it. I apologise if you're not happy with my negativity towards New Japan, but no, it comes from a place of love. This is me worrying as a fan. You know, it's the same as if you're an American football fan and you're angry at your coach, you're angry at your players. It's no different. Then we had LIJ, poor Mr. New Japan Naito, Bushi Yota Tsuji, and Hiromu Takahashi against just 5 guys is Sanada, Takamichinoku Doiki, Taichi, and Yuya Uemura. Again, we need Yota Tsuji and Yuya Uemura to step up. Here's what it is. So Naito will be defending the World Championship against Sanada in a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom February 24th. That's filler. Something for Naito to do. Whoop-de-doo. But we are going to get one-on-one guy with LIJ and versus 5 guys leading up to the 24th, which again is great. If we get Uemura in there with Shingo, imagine that, Uemura beating Shingo, Tsuji in there knocking off a Taichi. Taichi again, guy who could step up. Another one. Again, it's just, I feel so sorry for Naito. Imagine if Naito gets hurt. Okay, touch wood. That doesn't happen. But imagine if it does. Where are you putting the belt? Honestly, think about that for a minute. Naito tomorrow gets on the 23rd. He's in a 6-man tag and he fucks his knee up. Again, touch wood. Doesn't happen. If it does, what are we doing? Well, not we. What are New Japan doing? Generally, who are you putting the belt on? We're going to get Sanada versus Evil? Sanada versus Shingo? Sanada Zack Sabre Jr.? Then what? You got 3 pay-per-view matches out of it. Then what you got? Sanada Suzuki? Going to have to bring in guys from AEW, which they're already having to do. With your Bryan, with your Moxley. But it's different when you use them to, you know, just have dream matches. There's a difference between having a dream matches and building a company around you. Major difference. It's a fucking travesty. And if Okada goes to AEW, excuse me, if Okada goes to AEW, and I'm Mr. President Tanahashi, I'm going, fuck you, Tony. Fuck you. We'll do Bryan, and then the rest of you can fuck off. Because you just stole 3 of my top 4 stars. In one swoop. In half a year. What a prick. Well, I say that. Obviously, you'll probably go to WWE. That's my 5 cents. And maybe that's because that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping AEW didn't take him. I really do. I really, really do. This was pretty damn good. Again, out of all of them, I like Uemura the most out of the 4 young guys that kind of returned from excursion. I really do. I think him and Tsuji had an okay match at Wrestle Kingdom. But I also really enjoyed in this the opening exchange with Naito and Sanada. It was really good, fast pace. It was really good fun. Hiromu, really, really good crowd response on this one. You know, his character work is magnificent. He's another guy who could step up to the heavyweight division. The junior heavyweight division's fucked. Like, they all just... Everyone else just goes. So... But instead of keep on rehashing the same fucking matches with Hiromu and Despy, as magical as they are, why don't we move Hiromu up? Why don't we have Hiromu beat Evil? The history there. For the Never Openweight belt. Head him into a New Japan Cup. Head him into a G1. Build off him. Build up. Please. I beg. Taichi and Shingo, obviously they had really good exchange. That's another match you could watch all day long. Sanada got the win with the Shining Wizard and then the Skull End, obviously building him up. This was a fun tag match. It was always going to be with the guys involved. You're building up multiple feuds at the same time in traditional New Japan fashion with your 10 and 8 and 6-man tags. I was a fan of it. And then we had a muscle training match for the KOPW Championship with Taiji Ishimori against the Great Khan. This was fucking dog shit. Again, you might be a fan of this stuff, alright? And a few times I giggled. Alright, I had a little giggle one. It's quite funny. But then the other times I couldn't give them 2 fucks. You know, and I'm so sorry for being negative. I really, really am. If you check out my TNA review I just done, I was super positive about that because it's good. And the way how I was brought up in my podcasting days by Dave Coco from Coco Sports is that, you know, you shouldn't be a fan of a company, you should be a fan of a sport, of the sport. And that's what I do. I want WWE to be great. When WWE is great, I say it's great. When it's bad, I say it's shit. Same with TNA. Same with AEW. Same with Ring of Honor. I can't tell you the last time I watched a Ring of Honor show. Why? Because I couldn't give a fuck. If you don't give me a reason to care, I won't care and I won't watch it. You know, NWA, New Japan, All Japan, Noah, DDT, all these companies that I'm not like, this is my company, the only show I watch. No. I try and watch it all. As many different variations and styles as possible. But when I watch New Japan, the king of sports, I want serious competition between some of the best wrestlers in the world. Fighting for championships. Fighting in tournaments. That's what I want. What I don't want is this. And I get wrestling as a character-driven business. I get all that. But in a time where you're losing Okada, you're doing this. It was 4 rounds. 3 rounds are 3 minutes. And the final round is 1 minute. Now after every round, there is a 30-second workout in the ring. So obviously Ishimori is jacked, built like a brick shithouse. Get that on a t-shirt. And so he's doing the workouts, piece of piss, he's finished with 10 seconds to go, so he's just stood there having a rest. Great-O-Khan's struggling through it. Not the best body physique in the world. So the story of the match was that O-Khan is fucked. He's tired, he cannot move, and Ishimori keeps making him restart because he's not doing it properly. And it's painful. It really is painful. And the match finishes when... what did I put on my notes? Sorry, the match... Sorry, I stood up there because I was just getting fucking wound up. The match ends when Ishimori keeps doing quick roll-ups, obviously because it's burning him out. And then O-Khan hits a choke slam, and basically the buzzer goes, O-Khan hits the choke slam, and then he falls forward. And when O-Khan falls forward, his hand's on the title belt. The bell rings. You're like, okay, he didn't pin Ishimori, means it's a draw. Ishimori retains the belt. Cool. Don't want to happen. Because O-Khan's hand was touching the belt, that means he wins the KOPW championship. What a load of shit. What a terrible load of shit that was. I couldn't have given any less of a fuck, even if I tried. Honestly, you could put that up there with some of the 2016 Raws. I'm being serious, that was dog shit. If you enjoy comedy wrestling, you might have somewhat enjoyed it, but it wasn't even that funny. It's basically just a big dude working out. Wow, that's gonna put some bums in seats, Tanahashi. That was diabolical. So many things I could have been doing rather than doing that. 10 minutes of my life, plus entrances, it's about 15 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Time is precious, my friends, and that was wasted. Speaking of wasted, we had Hikuleo and El Phantasmo against Kenta and Chase Owens for the New Japan Strong Tag Team Championships. Now, I'm going to admit, I don't watch much Strong. I don't watch the US pay-per-views. I just don't watch it. And I don't know why. It just doesn't appeal to me. Because I feel like they're just having wrestling matches because they're over in... It's not relative. You know, you don't get title changes. It's just their own stuff. So the belts don't mean nothing to me. This is probably the first actual New Japan Strong Tag title match I've watched. We've got Hikuleo, the master of the shoulder tackle on El Phantasmo. Again, he's moved up to heavyweight. Could do something with him. And Kenta, again, he may be getting on a bit. Maybe quite injury prone, but he's a guy who can deliver. So, you know, could we get a Kenta Naito match? That would be really good, to be fair. You know, build up Kenta in the New Japan Cup. Maybe even have Kenta win the New Japan Cup. You know, be like, wow, where did this come from? And you have Kenta versus Shota Umino in the final of the New Japan Cup, and Kenta wins. You then got an established guy like Kenta. Kenta and Naito will do a good number, presumably. And Umino's got that experience to get into the final. He nearly beat Kenta. And then they have a rematch at Dominion, because Naito beats Kenta. And then you do Umino versus Kenta, and Umino wins. Kenta's established because he's won the New Japan Cup, and he nearly beat Naito. Now he just got beat by another guy. And now you have Yumino and Kenta in the same block in the G1. And they have an absolute barn burner. And Yumino quickly gets a roll-up win. Built stars. Kenta's now built. Yumino's built. Had a good run in the G1. Good run in the New Japan Cup. Got a big win in Dominion. Come on. Let's build these fuckers. If we get to Dominion and we don't have big singles matches for these guys, I don't know if I'm going to survive it. Because I'm going to lose my mind. Right. So, Kenta, I want to say, I love your haircut. Very fresh trim. So we had Kenta and Owens. They do the usual cut the ring in half, working over ELP for what felt like an eternity. Hikuleo gets the hot tag. He comes in, shoulder tackles at least 5 times. And then it's good back and forth. And the thing is, the crowd don't know who they're meant to root for. I was struggling who I wanted to win, which is always a difficult. ELP gets the win with a CR2. This was alright, not a bad match, just it felt like I didn't have anyone to root for. I didn't care who won. They're having a rematch for the IWGP tag titles in a couple of weeks. That are more interesting because I actually care who's that champion. And also it felt so long, like the whole thing was half an hour. Because you know, New Japan World now with the update, I don't know if it's just because I'm using a Fire Stick. If you don't have a Fire Stick, the way they work is you don't click full show anymore. You have to click match through match through match. And when this turned up and it said 32.5 minutes, I was thinking, fuck, shit, long. It was an alright match, like in ring. It's just I just didn't care. I really didn't care, and that's a shame because I love Kenta. You know, me and Dion and everyone who's been on the channel has put over Chase Owens. Good worker, comes in, does his job, fucks off home, rinse, repeat. He does a good job and he gets out of there. You know, and you got ELP, we've been putting over for years. Hikuleo, and he's gotten better. You know, the thing is, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to fuck you off, right? So he can't just do a shoulder tackle. He'll give his shoulder tackle, he'll clap, and he'll go, yeah, and put his hand out. And like, I saw you do that 5 times. They responded the first time. Didn't respond as much. And then the more you do that, the less they care because you're doing it all the time. Why are they going to pop if you clap and go, yeah, after every time? Imagine you save that for a big one, and when you finally knock both of them down, then you clap and you go, yeah, you're going to get a good pop. Alright. But, hey, not a bad match. I'm not coming on here and saying that they didn't wrestle a good match. They wrestled an okay match. You know, it was 4 talented guys, as much as I just joked about with Hikuleo. Sure, he didn't find that funny. You know, they did go in there and they did perform. And Hikuleo, like, he's got a really nice big boot. You know, and some of his big impact moves are decent. So it's a big guy, somewhat of a replacement of Bad Luck Fale. So again, New Japan could build him. You know, he's only going to get better by being in there with better people. You know, so if he's going to go in there and he's going to be a monster, you know, in his manner, he gets more intense. You know, that, and a more, not like just want to loosen him up and yeah, he'll be good. He just needs some time, and that's what we don't have in New Japan Pro Wrestling, ladies and gents. We are on SOS emergency. We are hit the shit out of that red button. There is another openweight title on the line. Tama Tonga defending against everyone's favourite wrestler, Evil, from the House of Shit. So we have... Right. This match is taking place because Evil attacked Tama Tonga at New Year's Dash. And then Evil hacked the New Japan website and took Tama Tonga's profile off the website, claiming that he was fired. Wow. That's great. I also like how when Tama Tonga made his entrance, he just ran, sprinted in, big brawl. And imagine being a wrestler, and you've wrestled somewhere for 14 years, and you're like, right, I'm going to have my last match, and I'm going to do it in Nagoya. New beginning tour. Let's wrap this up. You know, 14 years I've given you. Been in the Bullet Club. Made you guys shitload of merch money. Made you guys shitload of ticket sales. Well, helped. And what are you going to give me? Come on, give me your best shot. How are you guys gonna send me off? Put you in there with Evil. Okay, you respect me a lot. Fucking brutal. They might be best friends in real life, who knows. So the match begins, and then the House of Torture come out, and then you got kind of Despy, Yamura, few guys come out, they have a brawl, and the ref rings the bell, and you're thinking, it's a DQ. And you're like, what the fuck? And then Yumino announces the ref, not Shota, sorry, Red Shoes, goes over, and now this match is a lumberjack match. And I went, oh yay, everyone loves a lumberjack match, but, I actually think they did a good job. The heel heat stint in the middle, where Evil was in control, was slow, dull, incredibly boring. This show feels like it's been on for 8 hours at this point, and it was just real boring. And then it picked up in the final half, and the crowd really got into it. There was a really good near fall after Dick Togo hit Tonga with a chair. All the lumberjack comes in and they hit these high spots. It's absolutely incredible. There was this spot where Red Shoes fell to the floor and, to duck out the way. Tonga then jumped over him and hit a cutter, a stun gun, for a near fall. That was fucking really good shit. And then Narita hits Tonga over the head with this board of metal on. And then Evil hits everything as Evil to get the win. Evil's your new never openweight champion. We can have more one-on-one matches with him. Sick. Sweet. Fucking House of Torture. Oh, just live. Fucking hell. But Narita, in fairness, at least they're building him up as a villain. You know, costing Tama Tonga his final match, his final opportunity to get a win, to retire from New Japan with a championship belt. Narita cost him that. Again, if you had Tama Tonga, you now could have done Tama Tonga versus Ren Narita, and Narita and Tonga puts him over. Why aren't we thinking about this? Why is it some dumb fucking Englishman can... Oh, honestly, Evil didn't need that. Evil did not need that. You literally could have done this. You could have had Tama Tonga versus Evil at New Year's Dash, and this exact match happened, right? And then after, Tonga's like, right, I know I've said I've gone, but I want to get you, Narita. I'm going to show you blah 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 blah, build that up, and now you got a match, a main event match with Ren Narita and Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga's final match. The crowd are going to be behind him. Narita, this evil guy with the House of Torture, and then Narita gets the win, clean as a whistle. He's now built. You then keep having him win in these House of Torture tag team matches on this Road to New Beginning tour. You know, bragging about that, coming out wearing the face paint Tonga used to wear, just being a complete dick, being part of the House of Torture, and then have a good run in the New Japan Cup, get to a semi-final. We need to really think. I'm literally jumping around in my fucking lounge right now, just begging someone to book this fucking company to a point where we build younger people. You know, and you could be like, oh, WWE's building Randy Orton, AJ Styles, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Yeah, they are. But guess what? They've got a lot of them, and they've also got Cody Rhodes, who's a younger chappie. Well, not really. They got LA Knight. Not really. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll pipe on WWE. But the difference is they're good at building people. You know, it doesn't take a lot, and they've got such a depth of their roster that it's not difficult for them. But New Japan, we're in trouble. We're really in trouble. And, you know, I'm putting the emergency lights on, the siren's spinning, and I don't know, you know, I'm not seeing enough stress on the internet. I'm really not. And again, as a wrestling show, this one was alright, but we're not going in the right direction. The show felt long. For me anyway, there was stuff that we should have been building these younger guys. If you knew Okada was going, I cannot stress that enough. I apologise, this one's been a long one. I apologise, this one's been a Debbie Downer. I just hope that and pray Yumino and Narita can go out there and fucking steal the show on the 24th. looking forward to previewing that, looking forward to reviewing that. So with that in mind, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop in the comments your thoughts on anything I've discussed today. I'll respond to each and every one of them. Reach me on Twitter at LK Wrestling. I'll follow you straight back, because I'm a nice chap like that. Join in the conversation online. But thank you guys so much for watching. It's been 40 minutes of rants complaining. My voice hurts, which is always nice. Too much shouting. So with that in mind, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay well. This has been your boy LK. I'll be catching your asses down the line.